he can make $1 off of the podcast he's running with no sponsors and dropping a mint, according to Asterios, on the fucking website. So I don't know what kind of buyout offer he's going to make. I don't even know if it's relevant at this point. Like,
well, no, at this point it's irrelevant. I'm talking about back when he offered to keep the show going.
There was no offer. There was no offer. You can't have an offer without money. You don't make an offer.
Did you ask him? Did you ask, okay, buy me out for X amount?
How does the world work for you? Hey, I go to apply for a job.
Don't sidestep me.
What?
You sidestepped. I'm asking, he said, hey, can we continue the show with somebody else? And did you not ask him, okay, but like, pay me X amount?
Why would I do that?
Because, well,
I mean, am I taking tips on negotiating from a guy who lost a Pokemon tournament? Maybe come back when you win a Pokemon tournament and tell me how to negotiate. But don't. Well, why don't you get what Maddox's price was? Ask him.
I mean, it's clearly way too late for that.
Yeah.
I mean, the show's already over.
Yeah, it's way too late for that. All right, buddy, we're gonna move on.
Wait,
good luck
hold
with your show. What?
Two more things.
What?
Make it quick. All right.
What?
First thing is the proper plug. You gotta go to fb.me/KimballClegg or patreon.com/Fight Night, and that way you can see the show and stuff and consider supporting it. We need to get above $15 so we can pay for the frickin' SoundCloud hosting. So.
Okay. Next. What's next?
All right. The other thing is I have a question for Sean, and you don't have to answer
so go to
Sean.
SoundCloud. So if you want to support the Clegg show, go to soundcloud.com/Clegg or something like that, right?
All right. So one thing I really want to know, as like a listener to both shows, is basically why you decided not to stay on that show, but you decided to stay on this show here.
You don't have to answer that, Sean. You don't have to do anything Clegg tells you to do.
Well, I was gonna have. Yeah.
So do you have an answer for that?
One was gonna go. Dick is a longtime friend. Dick made me
an offer he can't refuse.
Yeah, an unbelievable offer.
I cut the head off of his Les Paul and put it in his bed. We woke up, there was Gorilla Glue.
No, it worked out. It worked out all the way around. I don't even know how I did 2 podcasts before.
Well, you were terrible on both. That's true.
I'm much better on one.
All right. Did you get your answer?
So basically, you just had to make a choice there. All right. Fair enough. Thanks for answering, Sean.
Doesn't he infuriate you? Just the way he rephrases everything you say makes me so fucking infuriated.
I don't want to leave this on a bad note.
No, this is a good note.
It's fine. That's a question.
All right, are we
good?
You
can ask that question.
Are we cool, you guys?
Clegg, what's your ideal woman?
Statue of David.
I guess just someone who's, nice.
Yeah.
Someone who cares about people, especially me.
Yeah, that's it.
That might be a tall order.
Yeah. Okay.
She should be cute too. I mean, that's good too.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Go do your show. Thanks for waking up. Sorry you had to sit through so much to get your call in now. To plug your SoundCloud.
Well, the main home base right now for the show is fb.me/KimballClegg. That's
Okay.
my Facebook page.
All right.
Sean, let's edit this stuff out, right?
What's the SoundCloud URL? If anybody wants to hear it on SoundCloud.
I believe it's soundcloud.com/KimballClegg.
Oh man, fucking Clegg.
After the whole suicide talk, I felt kind of weird. I was kind of holding back.
Why?
That sounds, you should definitely follow Sean's advice
And get some
talk
help.
to someone. Yeah.
I mean, what do
Yeah,
you do?
you really should.
What do you do when somebody goes online and just threatens to cut themselves, like after they don't get their way on NF? What do you do?
You tell them to get help. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I think the public stuff is posted on Facebook, but you really should be talking to people privately about or it's just a cry for attention.
But that's why, like, I think a lot of people don't have, like, you and I, people have a tendency to interpret everyone else's actions as though it was something they did.
That's right. That's
So,
right.
so when I see it, you put it through your filter. So when you and I see somebody threatening to cut themselves because they didn't get on the show, we think, wow, this person must be dealing with a lot to say that. You know, if I ever said that, I would be at my wit's end, right? But I think, like, trying to get out of my own head and into somebody else's head, I think they just kind of use it like buds. Like it's just water to them. It's
Very
like,
possible.
And, you know, and even when he said,
You never really know what's going on in their head, but that's probably not a bad guess.
yeah, like when he was talking about it, it seems like it's just something he does.
I can hear in his voice. That's not, I don't think so. I mean, if you had told me this, like, if I read the transcript,
Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, positive.
I can read you the transcript.
No, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Positive
No,
what?
I'm saying if you read the transcript of how he described why he put that in there,
Yeah,
I would be like, okay, yeah, probably attention seeking, but
yeah.
not based on.
Other voice. No. I don't think he's in a good mental space.
Yeah, exactly. That's all.
All right, let me get Consuelo. You know, my cleaning lady Consuelo was in here again
Oh,
this
no.
week, and she left her.
Well, things
Podcast.
are working.
Coach,
so-
did you know my cleaning lady Consuelo comes in and she fucks with the dial over here, so Sean has a hard time resetting everything.
This is the first time I've heard about it, but
Occasionally she leaves her podcast recording. Her and her nephew. Her and her nephew. This is her nephew left the podcast behind.
Hey, welcome again, muchachos, to the Consuelos podcast. The only show
Yeah.
where everything is Mexican.
Yeah.
The only show where everything just kind of works. I'm your host, Ricardo Martinez. Got pretty sad news, my fellow legally immigrated listeners. My own Consuelo couldn't be here last week because
no.
apparently she was abducted by a giant bird. So I think this might be the last time I sneak in the house on the podcast. Also, because the other guy, I think his name is Juan, he deleted all my podcasts, all my upcoming bonus episodes, my Patreon page.
You're welcome.
Man, how I despise that motherfucker. How I wish he would finally bring a problem after 100 fucking episodes. So I
Russian
can
there for a minute.
interrupt him every step of the fucking way with my fucking Armenian pretentious know-it-all cocksucker motherfucking mouth.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you for listening, amigos. This has been the Consuelos podcast. See you in the deportation lines. Go fuck yourselves.
That guy, Renee Padron.
They're short, but they're chock full of info, aren't they?
It's perfect. It's perfect, man. He's got a little jingle. He's got a whole thing he's doing over
Now
there.
that guy sticks to a schedule.
Yeah. He sent me an email. Here's the second episode of the Consuelos podcast. I hope it's not too late to send in. It was so fucking awesome to hear you and Juan laughing my shit, especially since this was my first time writing some type of comment. When I showed it to my girlfriend that my bit got on the podcast, she gave me a blowjob. And obviously I dedicated that blowjob to you. Man, oh man, nothing makes me happier than that. Ooh, okay, delicious. Let's see who we can get.
every time I come on the show, a blowjob gets taken away.
Well, thank you.
It's the difference between being in a relationship and being married, probably, right?
All right, let's see, I got the King of Trolls, Hazen Cruz on. I got
Does he send stuff in?
oh yeah, I'm gonna get to who Hazen Cruz?
The King of Trolls, is that
Yeah,
what?
he's got a whole thing that he did, man. It's really funny, but I'm gonna get to an old favorite first. This is a recurring character on the show, Coach, who calls in and causes havoc with the show. He's got a theme song as well. His name is the Enigma.
We need to
Oh.
lock things down here.
What do
You
you
know,
mean?
lock the studio, lock the phone line. Seems like there's a lot of entry points into getting into your show.
Don't worry. When the white people are rounded up into the FEMA camps, which will happen, I'll do all that.
Oh,
I'll
good,
keep
good.
it safe for you two.
Yeah.
For you two guys in here.
Thank you.
Good. The best thing I saw was, I wish I remember who said it. It was someone relatively well known, and they said, hey guys on the left, you're kind of bringing this into a scenario of violence, and
Yeah.
we're not going to win that
Oh,
war.
yeah.
Like don't bring this into the violence category, because,
Hey,
yeah.
I just gave you like a thank you.
Yeah. Well, I also joke that for if you did want to go anti-white, you're doing it a little too soon. Wait until we're like a minority of the population, maybe.
Yeah.
Then I could get it.
Breed them out a little bit,
Right.
then go in. Yeah. Right now, it's too early.
Too early.
You can't jump the gun on that race war.
Exactly.
You're gonna really embarrass yourself. You jump the gun on a race
Manson
war.
embarrassed himself.
Yeah, Manson
Really embarrassing.
almost got away with it, but
Too soon.
too soon, man. Too soon. And the memes, Manson's memes weren't funny enough.
Right.
That was a big problem with Manson. Like, what was it, like Death to Pigs or something like that?
Yeah, he was ahead of his time. They're funny now. He was just way ahead of his
I
time.
still don't think they're
No,
funny
okay.
enough. Build a wall, that's funny. Man, can you name one funny Manson meme?
Oh,
off
no,
the top of your-
not that he
putting,
made, no.
Putting X's on foreheads?
No,
That's
yeah,
not funny.
No, I was
That's like a
thinking something.
fashion choice. Like,
Yeah.
you know? Like write fart backwards on your forehead so people have to struggle reading it. And then they're like, oh, fart, god damn it. That's funny. That's what Manson should have done.
Yeah, well.
Okay, let me introduce the Enigma with his Enigma themes. I'm just writing this. I'm just writing this. I'm just writing this. You're in classes here. No one knows. No one knows. Oh, I love it.
Nice. I like this.
Yeah, it's cool.
No, it's funny.
Todd Seidel.
Another talented dickhead out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know when the Enigma seems I'm good. I'm gonna explain this joke because a lot of people don't get it. There's a lot of downloads, a lot of listeners for this podcast, and there's also a shitload of people. They're on the
Spears tip.
the Spears tip, right, of the Goss, and they know every reference they have. But then there's a lot of people just listening to this show to get through the day, man. They got a long commute. They don't got time to be fiddling around.
That's why I do the show.
People like Sean.
Just to get through the
Get
day.
through the fucking day, man. People
Yeah.
like Sean who are just listening to this show while they're audio mixing, for example. Other shows, they don't give a shit. They just look at the dials and move them around and then send in an invoice. I oftentimes enjoy the show more listening. You are much less critical after you listen to it. Yes. I don't think you're overly critical. You're not overly critical. But you have a more favorite person. That's true, actually. Yeah, well, that was a question. Yeah, it's usually more interesting. Yeah. So this Enigma bit happened a couple weeks ago, but recently. Maddox's girlfriend went on Facebook for no reason, totally unprompted. You know, like this is what they do. Just go on. Of course, it's on the personal Facebook, so it's people who knew me personally. This is nothing to do with like the show or the comedy of it. This is just going on Facebook, finding people who knew me or know me in my personal life, and trying to make them think that I'm an asshole. Right? That's the hobby. That's the fuck the professional reputation. We're just going with personal now. We're just gonna try to make people think that. So she posts this on Facebook, and she uses my real name, of course. Dick wants to get back into UCB, and they're trolling the voicemail inbox. It just further proves that Dick is crazy to them. Two, this is what Maddox's girlfriend is saying. I use the N-bomb all the time. That's what I think. She's responding to the N-word controversy, so I guess she has no problem with it. uses it all the time. It's like, it doesn't even work. That's the height of her thoughts on the matter. It's like she uses it all the time. Perhaps in every sentence. I don't know how to put that. Maybe she goes,
Whoa, that's not good. Don't do that.
The N-word. That's how Maddox's girlfriend walks around. I use the N-bomb all the time, she says. So maybe they just call each other that all day. And there's no need to explain it all. It's silly. It's silly this day and age. There's so many bigger things to be worried about than just how often and how liberally she uses the number three mental just didn't they just spend a year talking about how great stuff was, or how racism is true, or how for them now, did they do a 180? I hope that's what he does. This is my time, right? It makes your brain bleed. It's a intrinsic flow. It makes your thought makes my brain bleed a liquid and it's full of my soul into my stomach and into the that's the experience of reading this person's face.
Whoa!
So she practical, and here's the joke. I don't know what the fuck he wants anymore. He's making $15,000 a month, it's 18, bitch, by writing Maddox's Enigma. Writing the Enigma, and then there's a little picture of it. And Batman's going on for wondering all of his plans because he's not as smart as he is. So now the Enigma's called him. Enigma, are you there? What's the name of your Enigma? Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, we can hear you. That's a lot of shit for a guy that gets called up with Enigma. I don't know if he's why is it so hard to understand? Yeah, let's hear your enigmas. All right, well, Marty, first off, hold on, let me get my enigma theme music. Enigma me this. What's the difference between a cuck and a dick? I don't know.
Good question.
That's a good enigma.
That's what even try, or did you just like surrender?
I don't know. I was waiting for music. It's like this is like a knock-knock joke where you don't get a joke until the guest is legitimately at the door. Okay, what's the difference between a cuck and a dick? I don't I hired a writer to write these enigmas for me. His name is William Boyd. He's from New Zealand, so his whole life is a joke.
Oh, boy.
Right. Last time I called, then he stopped like what we were talking about, And what do you call it? And what do you call him? Never mind. Oh, I'm sorry. Who else told you to show up and ask Tony to grab the vehicle?
I don't know.
Was Larry Blinder doing that? I didn't think so.
No.
Look, last time I called, you were a little confused. I'm not sure why. This couldn't be simpler. Asterios told me, the Enigma, that Maddox told Asterios that Larry told you that when he couldn't go on your show, if Maddox gave Larry a show on Maddox's network, you would stick him to punch Larry in the face. I told that to Asterios, and Asterios told that to the Enigma. I don't see why this is so confusing for everyone.
That's the part you want to confused about? I mean, that did seem pretty straight ahead.
Well, why is it gross? That confused a lot of people too. Why did you say, or why did Stereo say it was gross what I threatened you with? And it's not a gross discussion. It was super gross. Why did the idea that you are physically threatening people to contact technology? It means that George is literally inventing fictional assault charges. I don't know after that. I really think. Very true. You're just inventing that I was threatening. You never got here, so you know you did. He needs more Patreon so that he can move out of this apartment. You don't have to go down that apartment? There's a lot of Patreon. You live in New York. Anyway, the people on the street, and in the New York, the poor is blind instead of trying, because on the inside, he's slowly dying. And the other answer all that question. When will he finally address his depression? That's very right. Oh, I'm talking about me. I got a timeline question. That we answered. So this is do you remember the day when you said Maddox was crying? Do you remember what day it was? I think there was some confusion about that. Do you want me to get stereos? Either one. Whoever remembers. I assume you guys talked to each other. Out.
Oh boy.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for having me. Just told me your question. He told me in a very confusing way with a lot of like odd compound modifying.
Yeah, do you remember what day it was that you said Maddox was crying? When he just quote found out that something happened between him and
Well, I mean, honestly, I think I have to be questions. I mean, I like the first one. It was fairly important to find out the biggest problem.
You remember it was just that day?
I think I could look at my flight records because I flew it for a second car after I landed. So here's the thing. I have to clearly lying about the whole just finding out. He was trying to manipulate us.
So that's why I wanted to know.
He's trying to manipulate me.
Because that's what people point that out in the IRC, the Nico IRC, that he sent me the email filling the show on a Friday the week before, because I knew that the show was over when I went to Mexico. That was when it was dead. And Sirius is saying that he had just found out. It seems like there's a big discrepancy. Like it seems like he would have found out whatever he's saying he found out before. And the hypothesis is that he worked himself up into a frenzy that morning to try to do that. With the fears and the avoidance. Do you think he's going to wallow in the show just based on the fact that he left the police work? I think, like they obviously bothered him. Right. They left their running with the police work. Oh, son, listen. There was nothing. I just got sure he never let me on the other thing. Stupid shit in the world, and nobody ever discussed badgered her, badgered his ex for like 40 minutes at work, trying to poke holes in his soul of what we did. And nobody deviated from the official story of Maddox, which is dropped off, nothing happened. That was good.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion is he wanted to clean the show for a long time.
So yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I think so. I mean, there's a lot of animosity.
What did he say? You remember the big conversation I had with Randy?
Yeah.
He did say that he threatened Randy that he was going to cancel the show when I went to Burning Man the first time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that bugged him.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, I want to get back to this.
Go ahead.
So, Asteros, how long do you think before the team moved? Well, I'm saying is that, before he found out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, I feel like there's a meta issue here, and it's like, we could talk about things sometimes, we can all play detective, like, all these fucking lies, but it's really the why. Like, when the lie in the nucleator, and it's like, oh, it's something wrong, right? And it's like, on Sunday, it's like,
That's what
I
I'm
can
saying
still go
earlier.
back. See, I have all these session create dates. I have that, like, all of this stuff is accessible to me.
Yeah. All right.
yeah, I mean, but like for those, but like for anybody that is literally trying to assemble like a footprint or a TikTok or some sort of like, like if anybody really needs like all of these numbers to convince himself that Maddox is lying, what I would say is the dude got so upset when his friend started to date an ex of his. Who, and by the way, Maddox is like, dating for a pickup. Is a good guy, go nuts. Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
But, like,
I like details.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll give you the details.
The bitch of it is that there's always going to be some percentage of people who will just not believe anything unless they've got like a smoking gun, and a video of the guy shooting the gun, and a brain and a letter of him writing that he was going to shoot the gun.
And even then, it doesn't always change your mind.
And even then, they're like, well, the guy said he didn't do it.
Right.
It's like, the reason why lying is the reason why, like, we all vilify lying so much is because it works 100% of the time, every time. Like, the most dangerous weapon that we have is just saying what's not reality.
Yeah.
Because a huge amount of people just, like, the thing with Snake Jerusalem on Reddit, I got out of him that Maddox is telling people he didn't blow up the ex's phone. And it's like, well, how in the fuck am I gotta go subpoena records from, like, how do you prove that? There's no way.
Mysterious is right. And sometimes, the circumstantial evidence can be enough to
But there's no evidence to it. Like, John, you think that your friend Dick believes that if a woman is cast at a party, she will go to the
No, I do not believe that for a second.
Exactly. John, you think that your friend Dick threatens to punch Larry, a guy who's older and bigger, and richer than him, in the face?
No, it's not going to be very funny.
That would be stupid. Like, you know this man is bad. We're going to go outside. Yeah. I mean, the guy stopped people. The guy, like, it's offensive because he kept blaming them. Like, the guy put an idea of like, in a context, the guy doesn't want us, and then the other way justify it with it. He's like a crazy guy. He's a crazy guy that's not going to he didn't want to be fair to the guy people say that they're really south. It's just what it's like. That's what they want. They don't want to believe that this guy who they can read the Times of Penny.
I was 20 thinking of that.
I mean, you know, actually, he can't give us.
Yeah. No, I still go see Woody Allen movies, even though I think he's probably a pedophile.
Yeah.
Like, I think you're kind of a scumbag.
Yeah.
God damn it, man. Of course, these movies.
Oh, Jesus. All right. Don't do that.
Yeah. She's on my food time. And then think he's leaving? He's saying he was going to come here to crash for, I think he said, like, once is not strong and it always continues like the weekend. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to take the weekend. So, anyway, can you tell me that?
Hey, wait, did you play your nigga theme song when you go out? No, you gotta put Capper on the bid.
Yeah.
That was the Enigma.
Probably put Enigma back on too.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Someone say the Enigma.
No, get out of here. Get out of here.
No, sorry, that's me doing an impression of the Enigma.
Oh, okay, good. Whew. That was close.
All right.
Is it coming?
I don't know.
He was on the second
Yeah, he's
floor.
right. He's right. But I love to know the details because I value accuracy. I just
Well,
do.
yeah. No,
I love to know timelines.
I want to know the timeline too. I mean, here's another bit for the timeline.
Yeah.
I'll give you some unearthed goss right here that I haven't dropped ever. Or maybe I should give it in the bonus episode. This is getting a little long. I want to get this dude Hayes and Cruz on. I'll tell you in the bonus episode. So we're releasing this on a Monday this week, and then we're doing the bonus episode on a Tuesday.
Why are we doing that?
Because Maddox is releasing his bonus episode on either Monday or Tuesday, and I want to fuck the numbers on that as hard as possible. So I figure the more content people have access to, the less likely they are, if they're on, if they are on the fence or if they want some more content, the less likely they are to go purchase Maddox's. And that's old content, he's probably talking about the girl that ran the Hillary in the hood. And she's on the makeup on. That's Maddox versus. He's just talking about makeup. And why if he doesn't wear it, and he's like Hillary Clinton. They're both not leaders. I mean, really simple.
And they both actually won.
Yeah, and they both won.
Yeah.
They both won. They really won. They won the popular vote. That's just Maddox versus the first one. Maddox versus makeup. He's the winner for crying and for winning the Oregon won the popular vote. He also won the popular vote. He also won the popular vote somehow. All right, let me get hazy. And then we're going to wrap this up and continue this episode. Hey, Hazy, could you there?
I'm going to do it.
So this is a very funny thing. If I can let it go. There's a Twitch stream. It's not familiar with Twitch. It's people play video games. I love it. You love it? I love it. You watch it frequently? No, I don't watch much. But it is great. I wish I had more time to watch. So it's lovely and hilarious women like the John Field story. Oh, she's great too. She's great. She's really that's because everyone is in a frantic competition. Yeah, it's wonderful to have a woman on here because we're all stripping over our dicks trying to say something funny. And there's no women on it. It's really nice. If there's no women around, we're just trying to compete for the Trump bobblehead. It's not the thing. But you do go on and go check out YouTube. So Maddox does a Twitch stream of his own. If you're trying to figure out a reason, walk it out of he just realized that it's not important that he's saying why he's not going to do it. Okay? Well, I have a lot to do, so I might anyway.
cover up because I've already worked through all of them.
It's blown right by them.
I take a Twitch stream as well, and the Discord, they went onto Madison's Twitch stream and just don't admit it makes like $1 a day. It's like $600 a month. I mean, Twitch is hilarious, and she talks to it, like, I don't want to quote. Not only is she fucking honest with it, so she goes out of her way to just think about her personal life. Yeah. A lot of like, she's doing like the Japanese robot, there's like a little girl that just maybe took her clothes off.
Great, that's
But
great.
she's beyond that. She's wearing like a box with eyes cut and hold like a paper bag.
You want to talk about role models for young girls? A woman who's making money playing video games while dressed modestly. That is a role model.
Yeah.
Girls are smart and funny. We all know this.
Well, she is.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I think there is a question, you know, one of the something on that other topic.
And if you pay the money or you join, you get your username put on the screen. And these fucking guys, the Discord for the show, to go on and register a new nickname and put in like open a mouse to be on the board and then take a screenshot of Maddox's reaction to the fucking name. What names would you guys use? Just tell these guys, while I look for the first screenshot.
Oh, let me just, I'm gonna put them. We had, at first it wasn't even, we had to pay money. It was just like the last follower, which you could do for free. He eventually removed that and people started donating out some money. I'll get to that in just a second, but yeah, some of the
in my life to anything as these guys are.
It's so fucking funny though. Look at this.
the icing on the cake is that they're all archived on an 8chan thread.
Oh my god.
Right, my stolen iTunes feed. Look at the stolen iTunes feed picture. Can you see that? Like, see, you want to see? I'll put all these on the website, or I'll link to the agent. Like, he's so pissed off that he can't take, like, because he wears his face on his sleeve. You know, like, I can't, Matt. He's a terrible poker player. Probably never
So it's like, you do not take it of course. It's looking at that all. Like, there are tons of people on Twitch who have these black titles and they kind of incorporate them in Twitch program. And they're just like, it's hilarious. And of course, you could not take that road. And then one of his mods started going through their, fucking understanding people left and right. And yeah, no, everyone goes to donate money. And then somebody donated $1 to put top on it, super cosmetic. Yeah, that's good.
You can make more money when you do like a digital version of a content. What you do, like $5 and you get to write 140 characters and I react to it.
Yeah, well maybe that should be the
Alright, buddy, you know, this is really great work. Obviously a team effort. I don't even want to play anyone's effort on this, but it's really tremendous. Well done.
I would never come up with this in a million years.
I don't know how they find these vulnerabilities. Like, do you remember, Sean? Do you remember the episode when Leonard was just starting to do his quick and he was complaining about how he tasted blood? And I was telling him, like, well, you gotta ease off the powder. Don't talk so much. Don't force your talking so much. Yeah. I mean, big fucking meltdown at the right at the beginning of the episode. How I scream too much and blah blah blah. Don't criticize the woman. He's tasting blood. Just don't shout so much. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Because somebody put that in a strange direction.
Yeah. So this Twitch thing is what they're going after. The addiction to like being a Twitch superstar, which everybody's got to be, right? If you're on the internet and you're not making tons of money on Twitch, then who are you?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right, you got anything to plug, Hazen?
Just a couple things. I got a podcast, Love Hate Love. You can find us on Twitter at
Say it again. I talked over you. Say the name of the thing.
Love Hate Love's a podcast we've got. You can find us on Twitter at LHL Podcast. We got a link to the YouTube and everything on there. You can find me on Twitter at Hazen Cruz. I'm also on Twitch. I do bits on SoundCloud for really cheap, and I want to give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate.
Oh, good, great. Hey, what makes you
Really?
rich?
Why, do you know her?
No, it's just I admire her work a lot, you know.
Oh, okay.
What makes you a rage, man?
Fair enough.
What makes me rich? Women pressuring you out of the relationship that one. I'm not right now in my last relationship, but I was part of the relationship. I love it. That was a good thing. I'm trying to do like 22, 23. Let's get married right now. Let's have kids right now. I was like, lady, I'm not ready for that shit.
You
Fuck
putting
that.
the cart before the horse, honey.
Yeah.
That's not how you trick a guy into marrying you and having kids. You gotta make all kinds of promises.
Mm-hmm.
Guys just
Catch more
respond to
flies
the carrot, man. Give them the food time. Well done, Becky, going, making a food. It's just easier if you live together. And we have then I wouldn't have to drive over here. You wouldn't have to drive over here. This fantasy world would be so much easier if we just lived together.
Yeah, like,
Right?
that sounds fucking amazing.
Logistically, I can't argue with that. I'm a man, so everything I do has to be very logical. You got me on that one. If I just cut out all this driving, that's true. It would work. And then it's
The only way this wouldn't work is if you were lying to my face.
and then, as we do all this great stuff, I would feel more comfortable if we were married, that's all. It would just be so much of this paperwork that we have to do every month, it would just be easier to solve if we were married. And why go through this whole rigmarole? See, if the reason marriage exists is so you know that you're going to be together the next day. That's the next way to fight that.
You know, Trump's married.
Yes. Sign me up. Then you hit him with the kids. That's when you start popping time. That's when you start not. Now that's when the troll taking gets funny. But all right, yes, it's a good one. Be careful out there. All right, we're gonna do a bonus episode now. Let me wrap this up. This is the show. WebShow.com, Patreon.com, the Big Strong. Folks, thanks for joining us. Thanks for sticking around for this bonus episode. Well, see you next week. This outro is by AC. It was not. You're right, John. There we go.
Dick, it's Barry McCartner. Want to know what makes me a rage? Female bisexual chump syndrome. It's when a woman tries to bang another woman, but she's used to fucking guys, so she doesn't understand that getting a woman to want to bang you is the most infuriating thing in the whole fucking world. So she goes about it with a tactic and finesse, but that guy wearing a fedora in his OK Cupid profile picture. And on top of that, maybe the chick she's trying to bang is completely straight, so this fucking Zach Oak has never had a shot with her anywhere except in a threesome, which you very graciously have with them. But then you fuck the second girl again months later, so this lady chump flips out and starts saying you somehow ruined her friendship with this girl, starts claiming she was in a relationship with you, threatens to kill you, and breaks up the band you're in. So eventually you just move to New York to try to escape all this shit and think it's over. Until you tell the story of the threesome on a podcast, technically say her real name, and that's the one time the fucking audio engineer doesn't believe something. So she calls in and proves my reputation the same way she cheated my concussed brain while 50,000 people listen. She'll say I was only hard after the threesome without mentioning that it lasted over 4 fucking hours, and I only watched it because I was banging Sarah from behind. I noticed that between her ugly muscular back and stupid fucking lesbian bowl cut, it kind of looked like I was banging the guy, so I turned her over, but then I was thinking about how her nipple piercings looked like 2 staples in a really flat piece of paper, so at that point I had to drink a lot to get all the stupid thoughts out of my head, and then I watched it. Plus, all those commercials are always on about how you can't have an erection for more than 4 hours, so really, my drinking problem prevented a medical emergency. You're welcome. Not that it did any good, you tried to fucking murder me for my Patrick Bateman impression. The thing she kind of said about jerking off on 60 is true, though, and I do still plan on doing that. Go fuck yourself.
That guy called in and told a threesome story on the last bonus episode, and the girl that he was having the threesome with heard it, and then called in and called him out for saying that he couldn't get it up, hammering him. Yeah, so this is his response, I guess. So apparently that chick was just mad because she was trying to date the girl, and her friend Barry from New York got it.
I want to believe that's true because no one can believe this fucking story.
Fucking me. Alright.
I'm sure that'll be the end of it.
Barry and Sarah, battle for the ages. Welcome to Dick! You need Dick, you want Dick, you love Dick. I'm your host, Dick Masterson. With me as always is Sean, the audio engineer.
Hello, Dick.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Coming to you live from a mountaintop bunker. Do you like my shifter,
Yeah, I can't figure out if that's a 2-stroke or a 4-stroke.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that? I taught my little nephew, the Irishman, who loves cars.
Yeah.
Loves cars. That guy would watch the first 30 minutes of the Cars movie, every 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Love cars. Everything was cars. Yeah. So I taught him to, when you're running around the kitchen, to when you take corners, to go, and to make that sound. But he doesn't understand how shifting works. So it was always the same, like there was no drop.
Yeah, no longer gears.
No longer gears. It was always the same. He was redlining at every gear. Then I left. I taught him how to go. And I said, well, peace out. I'm out, everybody. You deal with that.
Yeah.
Kids picked up the violin just recently.
Oh, man.
4 years old. Loves the violin.
I guess
Won't stand for any other instrument.
Did you put it in his hands?
I showed him mine, but it's over. He
Your
dropped
job is to
the
make
violin.
him as annoying as possible. I'm convinced. This is what Dick as an uncle does.
Yeah. Look.
Teach him to shift, same gear over and over again.
Everybody's
Put a violin in his hand, an instrument that, in order to learn, and not kill other people, you have to get them their own house.
Sounds like a cat fight there now.
Oh, it's
Practicing,
awful.
they got him sitting there, you're supposed to be doing the notes, like open string A, B.
Yeah.
And count off. But every time he gets it in his hands, he just goes, like he's Charlie Daniels on mute. But he's like, you know, 1.5 foot tall, and he's just rocking out. Now, he doesn't care at all. And I'm like, let him go for it.
Yeah.
Like, you think, how many kids learn how to play the violin, and how many of them, like, you know, how many, there's an army of them. Genghis Khan has an army of child prodigies out there sawing into a violin using the Suzuka method, like by the tens of thousands.
And 99% of them,
listening to.
yeah, 99% of them hate it. Because their parents make them do it. It's like, it's driving them crazy. It's supposed to be fun.
Driving them around, I'm like, just let him do the, you know,
Yeah.
he sounds like a chainsaw made out of cats.
Yeah.
The way he's
Yeah.
sawing through this violin, I'm like, let him do it. So what? Like, he wants that.
I don't have to live here.
Yeah, he'll get bored of that, and then maybe he'll do the, you know, the counting and start playing the notes, but just fucking go with it, man. So I get on the piano, bop, 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 we're playing the piano like a drums, like animal, like we're fucking making music over here. What are you guys doing? Go back to your Netflix. We're doing real shit over here. We're working it out. We're having like a therapy, like a primal scream therapy, where both of our inner 4-year-olds are just hammering this music. He happens to be also an outer 4-year-old doing the music, but I've got it inside and we're just tearing through it. This is what we're doing. Fuck the sheet music. Get it out of here. I don't care how much you pay for these lessons. Just let us hammer through it. Let us work it out. Let us work it out. We'll get bored. We'll get bored eventually. We'll play your little songs. We'll play your Mozart songs like you even know why he's any good. You fucking don't, you poser. Name me 10 composers.
Yeah.
Go. Name me 10. Well, I gotta go watch some TV.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. With us today.
You taking that?
Unbelievable coincidence. My very old friend, one of my oldest friends, is Welcome to the show. It's not going to be on the microphone because he's a real guy. He doesn't want his personal and professional reputation affected on the show.
I was a real guy one time.
You're not a real guy anymore,
I don't
Sean.
think so.
You're a cartoon character.
I know.
You're a cartoon character. There's art. The art of you has taken on a bigger. You can never live up to the fake version of you that's online.
Why even try?
Why even try? But this, my friend, the 2-1 Express, the ones since high school, the beautiful, the halcyon days of our lives of high school. We were like Bert and Ernie, except we were both Ernie. It was 2 Ernies going around.
Yeah, no
school.
no sex happening.
No sex. It was just 2 Ernies going around having fun, annoying people. This is how far the 2-1 Express is going. And it's named the 2-1 Express because it was like a train and a football.
No,
You give me an affirmative nod. You're giving me a definitive head shake, but I want an affirmative nod from you that you were like a train out there. What did you say you played, Sean, in football?
Oh,
you say the 2-1 Express played?
I know you were on defense, right? You weren't like a
Talking to a mute over here. We've got a girl on the stand who was
Were you a
molested.
defensive
We're
end?
trying to get her to identify where she was touched.
you're an outside linebacker.
Outside
Okay, yeah,
linebacker.
okay, yeah.
No bullshit. One time I saw you playing a game in high school. You hit a guy so hard that he exploded.
Yeah. He shit and came at the same time.
Everything exploded from his body like a tube of toothpaste squeezed by a gorilla. The gorilla doesn't even know what the toothpaste is for. He just goes in for the squeeze. Also, true story.
Yeah.
In high school. You know what the worst thing about having old friends from high school is you talk endlessly about high school and
I know.
everybody wants to kill themselves.
Yeah.
We hung out for lunch yesterday, and the 2-1 Express's wife, his lovely, beautiful wife, is sitting there. He's got 3 kids. This man was a bigger player than James Bond in high school. He had his black book looked like a Jenga. It was so thick.
Always good to
Like
see.
Yes, it was the Encyclopedia Dick Tanica. This man's this man's sexual conquest now. He's the stallion that's been tamed. Beautiful wife, beautiful kids, but we're sitting there.
Were you thinking about that line last night?
No, fuck it, I don't plan these lines out, fuck you.
You don't plan the shows.
Yeah. All right, that's...
Hang on.
We're at that...
People are spending hard-earned money.
They are, and I spend easily...
Minutes.
I spend at least the entire week. I spend every waking moment thinking about this show and what makes me rich.
Well, that's probably true.
That is true. So we're sitting across the area, and there's this, and the two women expresses when I was sitting next to us, and there is this palpable energy, attention. Anyway, I really want to talk about high school, but I don't want to be that guy that talks about high school all the time because it's the most annoying person in the world. And I got this woman is sitting here, and I don't want to torture her with this. So, just gonna sit here, so like, hey man, so, what's going on? You remember, remember the time? And then it just suddenly blurts out.
Yeah.
Oh, you remember that?
Because it's fun. Because you did stupid shit.
Because it's like our version of Roman Minecraft.
Yeah.
You know what, actually, I just realized this. I think that our time, 30-something guys, I think, and 30-something anyway, I think that was the last time humans' brains were the same as everybody else's before, like our parents' brains. Because like the human mind, I think, is a very malleable computer that just evolves based on the kind of input it's getting.
Well, that's true.
That's true.
That's absolutely
And
true.
you're some kind of also a guy with an opinion. So you know that's absolutely true.
I also have an opinion. But it is. It's harder to change as it gets older. But even like the brain, especially men's brains, aren't really fully formed, I think, until about 25.
So I'm thinking that after us, the internet started, and all of a sudden, your community was not the people that you see every day. But it became like an amorphous monster, there to mock and make fun and reward you. Like all of a sudden, your relationships with one-on-one with people, my relationship with you as a teenager, my relationship with Two Express, it turned into going from you to person, where you had these types of interactions to you versus the entire fucking world.
Yeah.
And I think it fundamentally changed everyone's brains in such a way that it's harder for us to relate to the 10 years after us, to the generation that's 10 years younger than us, than it is for us to relate to the generation that was like 50, 60, 70 years older than us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I do.
They'll tell me true. They'll tell me a story, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's because nobody was raised by the internet, and then suddenly everybody was raised by the internet.
Yeah. So when we talk about it, it's a universe shattered.
Yeah.
It's a universe gone. I want to talk about one thing with these ones, but I was going to ask you just for fun. I was going to ask you before but the 2-1 Express solved for me. Here's another true story. Okay? In high school, I was ejected from the morning announcements for making too many subjects. Assholes like reading the morning announcements. Hey, the volleyball team is having a bake sale. Go check them out. Go buy the brownies.
You were at the new school in town.
Yeah.
So you guys actually had video, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Either way, too many sexual innuendos. That'd be fun. Let's spice up the announcements a little bit, right? Let's throw some jokes.
You were kind of a prop comic, though, weren't you?
Well, a little bit. Too many sexual innuendos is one. Oh, that's one too many. So I got booted. I got booted from the announcements for saying, let me whip out my tool.
Yeah.
And then very, like, over the top, reaching behind the desk, like the news desk type of thing. That gripping very obviously the handle of something which I intended to look like my penis. And I was very successful. When I was sitting in the dean's office reviewing the tape, I looked at the joke that I had done on the TV announcements that went out to like 3,000 people in the school. As he's sitting there going, scrubbing, playing it, going back, like, do you think what you did here was appropriate? Well, no, that's
it look like him jacking off.
that's the
scrubbing
joke.
back and forth.
This is a very, this is a successful, I knew this was wrong, and I did it anyway.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Like, that's a successful as well. We might suspend you, but you're both no longer allowed.
off the record, did you think it was funny?
He did say that if we were going for ratings, this would be great. And I said, awesome. Then he goes, we're not
All I
going,
needed to hear.
sit down, we're not going for ratings.
Yeah.
But what if you were?
But you have to say that.
Yeah,
As a principal, you have to say that.
say that. Just go ahead. So I got things off.
Thanks.
I got reading off. Someone Express started a petition. This was in the early days before petitions were a joke. Someone Express started cycling around a petition. Get back on me and open learning now.
Yeah.
I'm 10 years old. But to this day, worth it. Worth it. Here's another mystery.
You got a story. Don't tell the story. Tell the story.
And this is what makes me feel. This is what makes me feel. You see, no, it's pretty around this year. I'm not about to ask you. I remember awkward. Okay. And this is a boner mystery that has haunted me for 20 years. I'm saying. Like this is like a 20-year puzzle.
Two words that have never been said next to each other in a sentence before. Boner mystery.
It's a boner mystery that's puzzled me for ages, for decades. We were sitting, it's not impressive, we were sitting in our Spanish class, and we had a Spanish instructor, Mr. Lopez.
Oh, yeah.
Lopez.
I had him.
You had him too?
Yeah, when he taught at my school.
Yeah. Hard ass, right?
Yeah, he was pretty cool.
He was cool, but man, if you fucked with him,
Yeah.
he would rain down hell on you.
He was a football coach, too.
Yes. And he had just finished chewing out the 2-1 Express the day before.
Oh.
At football practice. So we're sitting in there in Spanish class, and Senor Lopez says, okay, out of nowhere, he goes, you, going to the 2-1 Express, I want you to get up here and read some Spanish out of this book. Read some Spanish out of this book, and out of nowhere, for some reason, the 2-1 Express goes, no. I remember sitting with time, but I'd seen this teacher really lay into guys. I looked at him like, are you trying to get, I don't know what we were all afraid of this case, but you're afraid of something. Like, you're not going to get hit. Are you afraid? This guy's going to eviscerate you. This guy's going to turn into like a Spanish exorcism and scream at you in Spanish with such authority that you're going to explode. That you're going to start crying. That's what we were worried about as teenage boys. Like, uh-oh, if I piss off this adult, they're going to yell at me, and I might start crying, and then that's it. I'm going to have to change schools.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be allowed to I'll never feel the mood. No one will ever no chick will ever talk to me.
You may have to switch genders.
Yeah. Well, it was before that.
Whoa, fuck! Oh.
So he goes, I thought of it. He goes, Senor Lopez, I remember, looked up from his paper and gave evil eye to the 2-1 Express. I don't need to do that right now. I mean, I'll just quit. I want you to get up there and do it. And this is that we've never been interested.
Yeah.
And the 2-1 Express looks back and goes, I just can't do that. And I thought, I did the same move that I did last week when that guy said that, when old Frank the Tank said that he tried to hang himself on the podcast last week. I did that move and I was like, well, what else you got here, kiddo? How do you think this is gonna, it was nice knowing you. It was nice knowing you, but I guess I'll talk to you later. I don't know, if you're not still crying after you're about to get eviscerated in Espanol by Senor Lopez. And for some reason, Senor Lopez just stared him down and then went to somebody else. And that always bugged me.
Yeah.
It always bugged me that happened because I was like, what the hell
else could I have gotten away with?
Yeah, but it always, and then yesterday, the 2-1 Express tells me, oh yes, it's because I had one of those enormous teenage boners that came out of nowhere, and he weighed the pros and cons of being so eviscerated that he could end up crying at school and being torn into by the ferocious Senor Lopez, or getting up and revealing to the world that he had an erection.
Man, high school was something else, man. If the wind blew, you'd get a boner.
Oh, it had nothing to do with the rifle. That was really, I remember being at bar mitzvah. Yeah, you know when they read.
Just stop right there.
You know, but not the party. Like when they're going through the Torah and the kids are up there and they're like on a high and a hey and a ha
Yeah.
ha and a lahai and a hana hey a ha.
Well, they have to memorize a passage, right?
I don't know. They say they read it.
Oh.
Don't they go to like Hebrew school for weeks in advance to read the Hebrew?
I don't know.
And then they do it ha hey la ha. So I'm in the middle of this. I don't know why. I was like 13 or something. I was there with my whole family. It was a close friend of ours, so we were front row center. And I remember somewhere around the hana ha 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 la ha, I felt that ting. I started feeling that motion in the ocean down south. You know what I'm talking about? Swelling, the swelling that shall not be named.
Yeah.
When you're 13, and I started thinking, oh, fuck, man. At least I can just sit here. And this is a fancy bar mitzvah. So we're talking polo shirt, tucked into the back.
Polished like a piece of shit.
Like full exposure.
Yeah.
Might as well have been nude. I feel like I had more protection had I been nude. But, except for the belt. You know, the belt and it's the khakis, because you know what khakis are. If you have jeans, you can kind of say, well, maybe it's like a shadow. You don't know. If you're wearing jeans, you're more safe with an erection because people might mistake it for a shadow.
Okay.
But if you're wearing khakis, everybody knows that it's not a shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting there thinking, with this huge erection. Huge erection. Don't make any mistakes. This wooden bench. I don't know why these dudes in yarmulkes going chanting about I don't know what, singing songs is giving me an erection.
You gotta try to talk it down.
Yeah, she like a
down.
negotiator. Look, look, erection. I don't know what you want. Like a terrorist.
Like if you have to take a piss in the morning.
Yeah.
Really bad. You're like, oh, come on.
I got somewhere to be.
Yeah, come on.
You tell me, you work for me. What do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want to think about? What do you want me to think about, and I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't know why you're into this. I don't know why you're doing this to me right now, but just tell me what you want.
And I don't want to analyze it.
I'll think about it. If you found somebody in here that's getting you going, just tell me, and I'll look at them, and then we can deal with that later.
Yeah.
I'll get them picture in my brain. Let's be a team.
Don't keep me in the dark.
Don't just do this to me, but it's like a guy in a coma. Your dick, it only has Morse code. It's like Stephen Hawking. He's just out there tapping you a message. It's either on or off. It's got no way to communicate. That's when you're young, you gotta work out a way of communicating with your erection.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't figure, I'm sitting there sweating like I am now in this, synagogue as they're reading the Torah. And I'm like, well, at least I'm safe here sitting down. And then I hear something in Hebrew. I start standing up and I think, oh God, no. Oh, come on, man. So sure enough, my whole family stands up next to me up and down. Look over. My dad's already standing up right next to me, and I think, well, hey man, fuck it. It's not my fault. Nothing I can do about this, right? So I stand up, front and center, at a bar mitzvah. Enormous